Hello, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. It's awesome that you joined me today for episode number 23, Condense Formulae. Quantrix is not a traditional spreadsheet, part 2. I'm building off of what I showed you in episode number 22, where I had a boatload of formulas for a single matrix that were really computing about the same thing, each of these formulas. And what I was doing in each of the formulas is I was really calculating each item of every category in the formula, being very specific. And I showed you in the previous episode how you could really condense those formulae down to really 5 instead of 40 like I have here and get the same results. And I wanted to show you the power and the scalability of that in this episode and why you would want to have them condensed and write them generally like this instead of specifically like was shown here. The reason why is, let's say for instance that I want to add another line of business here to LOB miscellaneous, and let's say I want to add web. Okay, well, that was pretty simple to do. That also updated it over here. And in order to get this to populate with values, again, if you go back to episode 22, you'd see how I'm populating these values. And I'm doing that using this natural accounts ref table. And I need to make sure that I have a reference point that matches the LOB miscellaneous here, because that's what my formulas are depending upon, using an as statement, if you will, a using as statement. So here I'm going to throw in web, and you need to make sure, of course, it's spelled the same with the same case in each instance. And what I would do is, if I want to apply whatever natural accounts to this new line of business, as you can see as I go down through here, it populates it automatically. I didn't have to update any new formulas or anything like that. Quantrix just knows, and it just builds it to scale, if you will. Whereas back here, web was added, but in order to get it to work, I need to go ahead and I would need to write an additional formula for web. So you can see that there is definitely some beauty in writing some general formulae like here, like this, that are scalable. I also want to show you that really these results do match, and how you would do that in a quick way between the old results versus the new method. And what I would do is I'd just go ahead and I'd create a new matrix, and we'll call it matrix 3, that's fine. And I want to bring in my line of business here, and I want to bring in my GL elements here, and I want to bring in my year here, and I'm going to get rid of this item here and just shuffle some things around. I'm going to call this old, if you will, and I'll call this new, and I'll call this compare. And again, I want to see whether or not the old method with all of the formulas is really the same as these condensed formulas here. And so what I do is, for old, I go ahead and I just click on the old here, and that should get me what I want. And for the new, I need to go out here and click on the list here. And then for my compare, I'm just going to write a basic if statement, and I'm going to say compare is if old equals new, okay, then I want it to be 0. And the reason why I want it to be 0 is because I want to be able to do just a quick sum here and say, oh, I got 20 that aren't the same. Well, and I would then scroll down and know why they're not the same, and it's that because web isn't the same, and I wouldn't expect that to be the same because I just added it to this model. But everything else, as you can see, is the same. So that would be a quick way to do a comparison using the Quantrix Modeler itself, instead of trying to export this out to the lesser program, Excel, and doing a bunch of VLOOKUPs or whatever. You just feel free to do it right here in another matrix within Quantrix Modeler. If you have any questions about Quantrix Modeler and how you can condense formulae, again, feel free to reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I would absolutely love to answer your question. I've been helping a few people that have reached out to me, and pleased to report that they've been satisfied so far with the help I've been able to give them. So give me a shot and help me help you to absolutely love Quantrix. Until next time, enjoy Quantrix.